Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Welcome back to Ironclad RC. Got the Animal and the 42. Just got done running the Animal. I lost my freaking GPS, man. I'm so bummed out, but I got another one on the way. I just went ahead and ordered it. Might as well. We're gonna run the 42 today on 12s. Okay. Got a 44 millimeter offshore electrics high rake propeller, 12s. High RPM, so I went down in prop size. A 46 or 48 may be a good choice for this boat. 48 is going to run hot with stock electronics, but it should be fast, you know. Running a Flier 400 Z 120C 5200 6S and 6S. All right, a CM TP power motor, standard size 40 kilogram power HD servo, upgraded strut. Okay, upgraded strut. That was probably one of the first upgrades I did to my boat. This upgrade was really tough. You have to change the stuffing tube out and run a no liner. I had to, this strut was actually way too big for this boat. I had to sand the thickness of this down. Had to do a lot of modifications, but I got it to work. Okay, I'm not going to link this strut in the description. I'll try to find something that's closer to what you like, a direct fit. You probably have to do some mods, but I'll try to find something for you guys and link it in the description. Keep in mind, I have not used that particular strut, but I think it will work. Okay, Speedmaster. All right. Yep, RC boat bits cooling jacket to kind of shim up the motor and the motor mount. Extra large cooling line from Offshore Electrics. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get it all buttoned up here. Kind of got my fingers crossed with this boat. I just rebuilt this motor, and I just hope my ESC is okay. Sounds okay. All right, I've got everything calibrated in my controller. Everything's it should be ready to go. We went through and programmed it. Okay. Oh man, I'm like, it's rough. I'm not gonna be trying for speed. Okay, it's not all about speed every time I come out to the speed run spot. Today is just a shakedown. Make sure the boat's up to par. Make sure we don't have any water in the boat. I'll probably be checking in the boat occasionally. Probably won't do any tuning. Yeah, probably won't do any kind of tuning today. I've got a nice bench tune on it. I've run this boat for, well, I bought this boat when it first come out. This is actually my third hull. 106 is my PB with this boat, with an upgraded ESC and motor. 106, okay? It's a fast ass boat, but it don't come overnight. It don't come overnight. You gotta work to get this one fast. RC boat bits, trim tabs is absolute must. An absolute must. Well, any trim tab set for this boat. It don't need to be you don't really need a double trim tab set, like two different tabs on the same tab. It needs to be a single large trim tab. And I've actually got my trim tab angled. Okay, it's angled with the dead rise of the boat. It's not perfectly flat. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it's got more angle than the dead rise. I'll show you. It's really bright out here. You notice the inside gap is smaller than the outside gap. I actually have this trim tab pushed all the way up to the very top of my overhang. Okay, ever since I did that, the boat actually has run great. Boss. Okay, with it flat in line with the bottom, no step or break, flat. It was real touchy to the amount of down trim you could put on it. So let me quit talking. Let's get this thing out there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully this rebuild's good. I might have to get in there and shim something up, or I don't know. Yeah, it's 12s. I got a heavy boat. That 44mm high rake seems like it's doing pretty good. And I remember it being a lot faster, but I guess it's rough. Oh! I'm gonna do one more pull. I'm gonna bring it in. I wanna check temps, okay? Just to see where this prop's at on the boat. You always gotta check your temps, make sure everything is good. Something just happened, boys. Damn, what just happened? Oh my God, what just happened? Sounds like a bent shaft. Oh man. Okay, well, we broke a prop. And I bent my shaft. Man, what in the hell? Those high rake props, they'll break, and I break them in the same freaking area every time. Let me get this thing unplugged. Oh man. Well, I brung it in. I wanted to check temps. Glad I did. I got water in there. Well, today was a whack. I lost my GPS and 141, 144. Motor's good. 151. So she's a little hot with that 44mm prop on. 152. You know, I've got this set up for like a speed run. Like I said, that's why I was bringing it in to check temps when I come back on that pass. So, yeah, that's it happens. It happens, you guys. It happens. I'm really bummed out about that. Man, I am bummed out, man. Because those props, they look good. They look good, you know? They look so freaking good. Like thick, like it's a thick propeller. They're not thin. I don't know if, I mean, I've broken ABC props in the same area. Yeah, we're only at 4 volts. Oh, it's always something, you guys. I mean, I'm turning that prop. I mean, do the math on 12s, 1400 kV. It's, you know, 65,000 RPM, give or take, but it's not that. It's not turning that fast when the prop's loaded up, but it's still spinning 40, 50,000 RPM, you know, for a prop to break like that. I could have hit something. If I hit something, my rudder probably would have kicked up. It is kind of loose. It is kind of loose. There's no way my rudder could have hit that propeller. There's just no way, you know. Well, you would see a mark. Don't see any mark on my rudder. All right, so it's just it just let loose. Oh man, we got some action going on down here on the waterfront. Great googly moogly, what's going on? High rake props have a tendency to break when they hit stuff, or they'll break if you turn them too hard. The boat comes out the water, the motor spools up to its maximum RPM. It hits the water again at that maximum RPM, and it'll throw a blade. This is an Oxtein prop. I threw a blade on. I threw the blade off of this one, turning it real hard, and this one. If you're turning a prop in that 30 to 45,000 suggested RPM range, you should be okay. unless you of course hit something, then of course you're going to break a prop, you know, log, turtle, what have you. When you exceed that 45,000 RPM racing RPM limit, then you're in the realm of, like, you don't know what the hell could happen realm, you know. So nothing past the prop, okay? Because I've broken props and ran the same prop again on another boat at the same RPM. I broke the original prop and it was fine. Okay, so I highly recommend them. They're thick, they're beefy, they come balanced. This one was balanced pretty much to a T. I had thrown it on my balancer before I left the house, you know, and checked the balance, and it was good. So it's actually later the next day, and a little afterthought for you guys. Okay, I've had a chance to kind of review the footage and speak with Steve over at Offshore Electrics. So what happened? I know what happened now for sure. When the boat come up out the water, it was rough. When it come up out the water, she touched back down in the water. When it come up, it basically spooled up to that 55,000+ RPM, and when it touched back down, it just snapped the blade off. Okay, I don't think we hit anything. So I talked with Steve Vanceborough, Offshore Electrics, and I was like, you know, have you had any issues with the blades on those alloy high rate props? And he was like, no, like little to no bad reviews about those props. And I told him, you know, I broke the blade off, and the first thing he asked me, how many RPMs were you running in your setup? And I was like, 55,000+ RPM, trying for speed in my big boat, you know. And he was like, okay, so you're probably going to need to switch to a hardened propeller. Okay, trying for speed, anything over 45,000 RPM, seriously consider hardened propellers from a professional prop prepper, prop balancer, Chris Hoffman, you know, Dasboda, Dr. Props, whatnot. Like this guy, this is the Super Geico prop from Chris Hoffman. Okay, this guy right here, it's a hardened propeller. They like heat treat them, and it's hardened. I've actually noticed in the past with my Big B Boda prep propellers that on my high power boats, you know, 2 or 3 months of use from some of my thinner props, I've noticed that the trailing edge right here will actually slowly kind of bend back. Or if you're looking at the prop like this, bend down. Okay, from pushing the boat. You feel me? Because it's not heat treated. I wish I knew how to do that, because I got a bunch of props I need to heat treat. But if you're turning 45,000+, 50, 60,000, trying for high numbers, hardened propeller is going to be your best bet. Probably save you a little money in the long run. Now, there's no getting around something like this. You just hit a rudder, your blade hits the rudder, you hit a turtle, a log, a rock. There's no getting around that. Heat treating a prop is not going to save you from just a mishap, you know. But it could save you from investing money in a propeller that's going to break on a high-speed run. Shaft, prop, what have you. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Big B with Ironclad RC.